Good evening. Tonight we're talking about owning a digital platform. This is part of an initiative to connect, equip, and inspire people who are already connected digitally, but in light of the social distancing and the COVID impact, some people are wondering what next. Some people are waiting for the old normal to come back and be the basis on which to organize. There are many people who are looking for bridges to opportunities, bridges to work. How do I bridge myself to work in this new normal? What is this new normal? It is a world that we all have not been part of, yet we find ourselves having to grope in the darkness, look at what the options are. So if you're out there, you're looking for a job, spend your time on social media, how best do you distinguish yourself from other people who are also looking for work? The world has become smaller. It has shrunk daily. COVID has eradicated some of the borders that divided us. Today, we are more connected than we were before, yet there are people who refuse to embrace technology as a basis for the new future, or the present future, if at all. So if you are a school leaver and you are getting into the job market, how best can you get known? Who is going to look out for you? Yesterday, you could meet people at a supermarket, and now there's social distancing. You are distancing yourself from where you need to get to. Imagine you wanted to meet somebody so that they can open a door for you. In this new normal, what is it that you have to do to be known? There are some people who are on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, but they spend their time talking trash, forgetting that the future is actually defined by what you choose to share in the ecosystem that is now digital. The disruptive nature of technology, imagine COVID had come before the disruptions. What would we have done? We couldn't communicate. We had to fly to meet. We had to drive to work. Now, all the things that we've often taken for granted, they're gone. We are living in a new world where traveling will not be able to advantage you. So if traveling person-to-person contact is gone, what do you need to do to bridge yourself to work? If you live in a township, you live isolated, nobody knows you for anything. Why would they trust you with a job? Imagine you are in sales and marketing. Where do you start? What are you going to market if it's not you first? Imagine you're a doctor, you are a lawyer, you are a carpenter. Who is going to know that you have something to offer? And how would they know it if you are media shy and you discover that these communication tools are not for you? Where do you go to be able to stand out and be counted in a marketplace where skills, where the future is being traded every day, and people formulate perceptions about you, your capacity, based on what you choose to say, based on what you choose to showcase. So this is the project that I would like to introduce you to. How best do you position yourself in this disrupted world? If you're a school leaver, if you just lost a job, how best do you get the next job, yet you have chosen to be outside the job market? And there are many people who are hallucinating, pontificating on what the future holds for them, thinking that tomorrow is going to be the same as today or yesterday, when yesterday is gone and today is the day you have to decide to be part of something. If you think you need bridges, you need a campus, you need to be in a group of many people, and you're just one, what do you have to do to be counted, to be recognized, so that other people who may find a need for your skills can be able to link with you and be able to take this as a beauty pageant where you showcase what you're doing without any expectation of who is out there to give you the break that you need. Where do you start from? From your keyboard, from your small screen? How best do you make that small screen the screen of the future? Your CV must be on the screen. Your video must be on the screen. And who is going to teach you to be digitally compliant if it's not you yourself trying every day to be able to position yourself so that others may be able to know who you are, what properties do you have in the job market. So this is bridge to work. How do I bridge myself? I get so many people with CVs, very interesting profiles. But how can I bridge somebody I don't know? If we are together in one community, it becomes easier to bridge because there is an association. If we are not associated, and I just pass on your CV to somebody else, what would they say? Who is this person? Why him or her and not somebody else? So where do you start? So we have a radio initiative that allows you to get 5 minutes. You can do it daily, you can do it weekly, monthly, just to advance your own interest. If you had 5 minutes of radio time, TV time, what would you occupy that 5 minutes with? You discover that 5 minutes is too big. What story would you tell so that you are noticeable? You are distinguishable from other human beings who also aspire to be what you want to be. Where do you start? How do you tell the story so that other people may find in your story a hook so that they can bring you into their own communities or companies or associations? So if you are born on the wrong side of the mountain, on the rough side of it, then to get to the smooth side is going to be increasingly difficult with social distancing. People may distance themselves from you because they are afraid that you may be positive, carrying that invisible pandemic, or whatever disease, then there are many people who are excluded from this marketplace. So if people are working from home, how do you invite yourself to other people's homes in this new normal, where people are saying, wear masks, I can't see who you are? You have to be able to disguise yourself. I can't come uninvited because I could be carrying a deadly disease. So there are no physical barriers, psychological barriers which separate us. And there you are, with all the distinctions that you can get, you can master. And nobody wants your skills because they don't know who you are. So would you want to be part of this community where we share one highway? Those who travel fast will be seen, who arrive early. Those who travel on the slow lane will take their time, but getting somewhere where they want to get to. And this is what I thought of sharing with you. So if you are listening out there, please do so. I've already done 11 minutes, 26 seconds. So I will finish this show in the next 10 minutes. Mr. M, can I complete my connection with you to help fundraise for Gandami Rural Clinic in Chivumash East? Here is the campaign page link. Thank you, Mr. Dewa. That's what we call handing with salt, Mr. Dewa. Why can't we just be in one community where we work as one, like the Roman Catholic Church? There's one Pope, they are all Catholics, but they don't join the Catholic faith so that they help each other to fundraise or to solve a problem, just to know each other, where I become your buddy, without you asking of me, because there are many people I may be connected to who may be able to solve the problem that you think is a problem. Are looking for projects to fund, but they belong in my network. They have no way of knowing Mr. Mavinga is connected to another community. But when we come together, reason together, then there's wisdom in coming together, not for the cause that we think, that's why we call it bridge to work. It's not so much that I will introduce you to work. But if you are on this platform, you distinguish yourself by talking about the problems that you think are problems. How many hours do we squander fighting, arguing, instead of just telling a story, which is storytelling, Mr. Mavinga? What is the story? Mawere gave me the Recon Act. I ignored him. And I never came to him to say, in that Reconstruction Act, there could be an answer for the people in Kivu. How does it become an answer? Where people have no hope, there is nothing to aspire for. Where people have given up their citizenship right, there is nothing. You can sell it of the problem, and tomorrow you still have the problem. Where there is no rule of law, there's anarchy. In the animal kingdom, you can't invite me to build a zoo for animals. But we have become animals ourselves because we don't have structure and order. Just to order ourselves to say, what is the most important? Let's structure ourselves like an army. Who is our general on human rights matters? Yes, Mr. Dewa, you'll be there. So we work through you as a bridge to a solution. In that bridging, there is a lot that can be done. COVID, how do you respond to it? What is social distancing? What is lockdown? Imagine you have just graduated today and the economy is locked down administratively. by your agents in government who think they're helping you, but they are separating you from a job. How do you do that? You've locked me out and I'm down already. You locked me down. Where do I go? If I have nowhere to go, Mr. Mavinga, it means I'm out of the circle of positivity, of faith that tomorrow will be a better day than today. Where do I get that faith when the people at the mountain top behave as if they're in the valley? When those who are enlightened behave as they are foolish? What would be the incentive for me to want to be enlightened? Where is the address of enlightenment? Fact, in the continent that is the least death, that's Mr. Mufudzi. Yeah, today we're just talking about building structure and order. And I'm not dismissing what Mr. Mavinga said. It's important that we apply our minds. But where are we? Yesterday, it was white-skinned or people who called themselves white, who came to Africa not knowing each other, but when they arrived, they began to form structures, order, and began to build institutions to serve them. Then began to do what inspires others to follow them. And today, some people say we have a race problem in Africa. Yes, there is no race problem because the law of gravity gives us, the majority blacks, the ability to find each other, to organize ourselves, not to agonize. So this is the platform, Mr. Mavinga. Imagine 5 minutes of your time just talking about this thing called Gandami Rural Clinic. What is it? Let's get the pictures. Let's get the real life who are there, who have no hope. Because those who have left and went to England, they want to talk about the Africa they left behind, instead of organizing resources so that we bridge the resources from those who have them to those who don't have them. The IMF is offering assistance to farmers, to SMEs, but how many people even know how to fill a form digitally? Why can't we organize so that we help these guys so that they build their farming enterprises in an organized manner so that the income they get will be used to support clinics like Gandami? You discover that most of the clinics after 40 years of independence, they have deteriorated under our watch. And we don't have people with eyes, ears like Mr. Mavinga. How do we multiply those ears? How do we organize ourselves than looking for a pop star? And then we regret tomorrow and say we are looking for government to do the things that we cannot do ourselves when we are not a government ourselves. And that's what we wanted to establish. So if you are interested in being part of this initiative, to earn 5 minutes a day of your radio time so that we can administer that time and you can then talk to the world about the things that you value, the people that you think need a break, and the people who are jobless, but you know where the jobs are. And all you need is to provide that link between the demand side of labor and the supply side of labor. How else can we do it? Traveling is going to be increasingly difficult. Those who want to close their borders, those who want to build walls, they've found an excuse. You no longer need walls, you have COVID, which is the biggest wall that has been created, separating you. So even if you are in a queue, you are separated from the next person in the queue. So there's nothing that you can do. You are now structurally separated, just from gossiping, from whispering to somebody else. So now we have these artificial platforms that have been created. Technology has allowed us to get this far. How best can we use it to bridge ourselves to the next job, the next opportunity? So if you believe it, this is the time to tell the stories of those who have no platform to tell them. Then you have to be the change that you want to see. If you want to be the change, nobody will stand in your way, because we will find each other. Whatever we choose to do, it will win, because structure and order brings value. Animals will never structure themselves and order themselves, build institutions. How many of us have institutions that are not serving the purpose for which they are intended? How do we build these institutions of value? Who is going to do it? Some people say it's government, that they have to do it. But why government? When we are the government that we are waiting for. Why worry about who the president is when you are the president of your own life? Why not start to show leadership on your own? Then you look at others, then say, what else can we do together, because I've taken the next step? And it is the next step that we are talking about. What shall I do next? Without presenting any argument, without pontificating, what is it that remains for me to do? So I wait for COVID, for the lockdown to end, for the next air ticket, for the next travel, so that I go and meet somebody. When those days are over, we are connected. Mufudzi is in the UK, Mavinga is somewhere else, Frangi, Zemura may be somewhere else, but here we are. We have already created that Agenda 2063, making Africa one wherever you are. If you believe in the African cause, then do something. Be part of something. Let's build these communities. Let's convert connections into communities so that together we can rise above the divisions that separate us. These titles, these masks that we wear, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm in the UK, I'm in the diaspora, we are just a human being. So how best do we create, showcase who we are? Structure and order. Don't organize, rather, Advocate Matisa, that's it. Organize. Look at the general. Imagine you see the general in the trench. The battle is lost. So if you want to be part of this team, I have set up a WhatsApp group which talks to owning a piece of your voice. We come here to hear somebody. How it is that somebody will ask me, when is your next show? But I'm waiting for yours. How many people wait for something to happen? If I'm dead, there won't be any of these broadcasts. They say, Mawere loves to be on air, live. I don't want to be on air. But every day I get frustrated by journalists who refuse just to focus on what is important. They'll focus on what divides us. One says this minister must go, this one must go, this one must go. So every day we are injected with venom that somebody is the problem, but not me. What have I done that is positive? What message have I sent that is more positive, that can bring us together than divide us? How many are messengers of doom? How many of us thrive on talking about ghosts of yesterday? Ghosts of yesterday before COVID. It's gone. We now have to be smarter. We now have to convert our connections into communities of change. We now have to look at what next. Not to use the rear view mirror to decide and think about what lies tomorrow, what choices I have to make today. I have made a choice to be with you today, and that's my choice. I've given up time. Some people don't respect that. Just to give up time. Why not own one highway? And each one of us pays less because it's our highway. How many want me to be here for 24 hours and enjoy listening to me? Some people even enjoy insulting me, as they must. Why are you on air? Then you ask them, why not you? If you are there, I will be listening to you as well. But they don't want. They want change without being part of the change they want to see. They want to talk about other people's experiences, other people's faults, the problems, but not theirs. Just to say, I'm out of a job and I need a job of the future. Isn't that enough? This is my name. This is what I do. I'm a carpenter. But I have no way of getting new jobs because people are locked down and they can't travel. I can't meet them. Well, who am I going to go to when my future is being eroded by other people's decisions? Some people say if you die of corona, it's a dignified death. So you need government protection not to die of corona, not to be positive. Where are we talking about the difficult choices that we have to make? You can stay at home, think tomorrow will be what it was yesterday. How many hotel rooms are empty? And yet you have to pay electricity. How many offices are empty? Yet the future employee will work from home and say, Zoom, let me Zoom it. Let me meet other people. I'm creating these bridges to connect people. What are we doing to make sure that we are connected, but we have structure and we have order? Thank you very much. If you have any comment, we have 2 minutes, and I can just deal with 1 or 2 questions, and then the video is yours. If it makes sense, please use it, share it. Be democratic. Let other people decide what I mean by order and structure. We have one general. If you ask a soldier, jump, and you're a general, he says, how high? If you say, let's go to battle, he knows he's going to die, but you never say, why must I go? How many people in our communities who say, why do I need to be in a community? Why do I need this? I'm okay, but what happens when you are not okay? How many people predicted 2020 June would be what it is today? May would be what it was today, what was yesterday. So we live in uncertain times. And if we want to know how small we are in the ecosystem called life, then this year has demonstrated how small we are in the fight against something we can't see, something that crosses borders without anyone asking for a visa, no passport, nothing. And here we are, saying we are the geniuses. Who is a genius when there's nothing to show for it? So we can organize, and the genius is in structure and order. Not how smart you are, how I contribute to building institutions or communities of the change I want. That's it, Ramatiza. It's not how. When you are contributing, you'll be there, you'll be asking, where is the link? I want to be part of that. I want to be part of this colonial heritage. I want to be a settler with no address, with no campus. with no GPS, but I want to leave my comfort zone and get where I've never been. I want to be an adventurer. I want to be like Mufudzi. I want to be in England, where I know I'm on my own. If I make it, I make it. How come we have the courage to leave Zimbabwe, yet you have no courage to find each other outside Zimbabwe? This is no time for arguments. It's time for organization. The only power people who have no power is the power to organize, not to agonize. So thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed the monologue, if we can call it, because I'm the one who has the burden of talking, because you guys, some of you don't want to be part of that change. If you want to be part of that change, please inbox me. Please send me a message that I want to look in the mirror and they say, if not me, then who? I am the face and voice and the ears of change. And it's what I do, not what I say I'm going to do, that counts. I'm here because I made a choice to be here. You can also make a choice to be part of this literacy campaign. Institutions already exist. We need to develop a governance system that works. Simba, I'm not here to argue with. If they exist, go to them, Simba. Then we go to them for guidance. We can't be complaining 40 years after independence and say we have institutions. Give me an institution that bridges me to the people I need to know. I have a community of 30,000 people on LinkedIn. How am I going to know 30,000? But in the 30,000 that I have, I'm connected to. They could be 5% or 1% who may make a difference to you, but they don't know that I'm connected to you, Simba. It's good to start arguing about governance when you are not part of building something where you put your footprint in the governance that you want. How many people wait for somebody else to be online so that they are also online? How many of us can't even put a governance in this WhatsApp conversation so that together it could show that it's not malware broadcasting. It is what we use as a vehicle to communicate. I hear you, Simba. I've heard that message of doom from many people who want to blame somebody, that they are the ones who don't know what governance is, but you do. But take me to an address, Simba, where you are doing what you want others to do. Then we use that as a model, as a case study. But let's not just come here to talk about what other people are not doing so that we point fingers at them as if we are perfect. We are not. I just came here on my own. I can't pretend to know Simba was coming. If I had known, then I would have known. Then we'll be showcasing, Simba, where governance is in your mind, in your head, in the things that you do daily. Where is that governance manifesting itself? Let's go there. You just tell us a story. And the people you interact with, the people you impact by your governance, genius, who will be there to say, absent Simba, I've been animal, disorganizing, eating each other, being a predator. But let's not talk about things we are not doing. If there's something that you are doing, Simba, take us there. We are patient. 40 years we've been waiting for all this. Positive words and very motivational, but I think you should also enlighten on relevance on set policy by the government so that we will not come along the way of us young people. Please belong, Becky Temba, belong to something. I don't have the genius of knowing what I don't know. I can tell you the past. I can tell you stories in Ghana of what has taken me, things I've known, people I've met. I have not met many of the people who are alive, who have been alive during my lifetime, but I can't tell you what is in their minds. That would be wrong. I can't enlighten you what tomorrow brings. All I can say, if we do nothing, tomorrow will be what we have created today. We are here, we live life in the present, not in the future tense. We are alive today, Bekitemba. We are all created equal. Tell me what you are doing. Share that. That's what the platform we are talking. Let's not talk about other people. What do we expect from them? Let's show by example of the things that we have done. Not things we are pontificating. I know, I said years back, 20 years ago, I said I'm going to set up a bank. I did set it up. I said there are many things I threatened to do. I did until the government saw the wisdom. Some evil people in government saw the wisdom to pass a law so that they can divest me of that. That's what life is. And that's what we have to learn, that this can happen if we don't have the rule of law. That we are not starting here to build another future, that Bekitemba. When I was your age, what is it that inspired me, that provoked me, that ignited me to do things? And I can show you what I've done. It won't help you, but it's good for you to understand how ignorance, how illiteracy, how the inability to organize will always produce agony among ourselves. So the opportunity is, please be your voice about the things that you know, than seeking me to talk about things that I will never know. I'm not that smart to invade myself in other people's minds. I got 2 ears, I got 2 eyes, 2 legs. There are things I can't do. I'm just human like you. So be yourself. If I were to give you 5 minutes, and each one of us has the promise of building the content, not the arguments that brings us together. That you want a perfect government, and yet we can't create a government for these conversations. What will stop us from having a president, vice president, of this, the future I want, or Bridge to Work initiative? What is the initiative? Who is our president? Who is our vice president? How do we fund it? Where are we having those conversations? Or we are having a conversations about government, forgetting that government does not exist in the animal kingdom. It exists among human beings. But when we come here to start talking about things that we can change, not the things we can change to inspire others, to provoke others, and share those experiences. What are you doing? Which connections have you converted into a community of positive thinking and positive change? If it exists, how are you structured? How are you governed? How many people blame the general for a lost battle? How many people blame the Pope? Yet there's never been a coup in the Catholic Church. How many people blame the Archbishop? How many people blame the FIFA president? Yet we are the change that we are waiting for. Let's be angry at ourselves before we become angry at others. Let's not look at others' shortcomings without looking at ourselves. I can share, that's why I'm setting up this group. I will also share my 5 minutes. Although here I've taken more than 5 minutes, because people want to be led. People want other people to take the next step. People want other people to be the heroes, the heroines, and they want to take a back seat. And it's their future. How do you live with yourself when you want to be enlightened by somebody who doesn't have any light to tell him what tomorrow brings? We all live in darkness of the future, but we have eyes to see the present. We have the mind to think about what needs to be done today, not yesterday. We can't change it. We have to be the change. We have to be angry. I must be angry at myself first for the things that I have not done. And that's what inspired me to be here with you, so that I can share with you what is on my mind. Other people never, they live life, they get buried in the graveyard. There will be all these stories. And they can't share their own stories on their own time. Storytelling is gone. That's what we call colonialism. All the people went to far away places, distant places. They came back with stories, like the first lawyer in your village, the first doctor in your village. They came with stories. They came with experiences. They came with different outlooks that inspired others to go to school, that inspired others to go to university. Here we are, educated but illiterate on the things that matter. So let's organize and agonize. Thank you very much.